Steve and Jill here.
Hello.
Welcome to the House Academy Show, entertaining real estate investment talk. I'm Stephen Jack Butella.
And I'm Jill DeWitt, broadcasting from the Valley of the Sun.
Today, Jill and I talk about house deals made as easy as land deals. Is there really such a thing?
Yep. You know, it's funny. I'll share one story with you now, and then I have another story for in a minute. But well, first of all, happy Career Path Day. For those of you who are with us and joining us in Career Path, today is day one of the rest of your life.
Jeez, that's cheesy.
I know, isn't it?
This whole thing's probably cheesy.
Stupid. I know.
No one's walked up to me and said, "You are cheesy." So people have said a lot of stuff to me.
I'll do it.
A lot of crazy stuff to me, but not like you're cheesy and fake and this doesn't work.
Well, I never say you're fake, but sometimes I say goofy. Mm-hmm. I did call Aaron a goofball the other day. So anyway, it was funny because this whole show is, house deals made as easy as land deals. So last week, and I was talking to one of the attendees who's in Career Path with starting today. He was talking about how he 2 or 3 years ago, I think they're 3 years in now, he's adding land to his portfolio, but they were doing all houses. Started year one doing one house. Year two was 6 houses. And then year 3 was like 145 houses. Well, here's what the difference was. And the money was so much better. But year one, they were doing it all wrong. They were doing the renovations themselves. Yeah. And they got 1 done. Year 2, he and his partner got 6 done. Because again, they're doing renovations. And then they realized, why are we doing this? Year 3, they transitioned to what we're about to talk about today and are like, I'm not doing any renovations. I'm buying it, selling it quickly and moving on kind of thing. And that's how they went from 6 to 145. He's like, and this year we want to do like 250 or something like that. It's a small crew, but they've got it.
Yep.
It's good.
Before we get into it, let's take a question posted by one of our members on the landinvestors.com online community. It's free. And don't forget to subscribe. Seriously, subscribe on the Land Academy YouTube channel and comment on the shows you like.
Luke wrote, if I have a signed purchase agreement and the owner gets a better offer in the mail from other land buyer, do I have any recourse? I think we covered this question last week.
I think we did too.
So I'm just kind of wondering, this is kind of funny. So let me think of a different question that I can sub in here.
About houses.
Real quick that can solve our little typo.
God, whoever produces this podcast really needs to
get their act together.
Yeah, jeez.
I wonder who that is.
Podcast
okay,
producer.
What's a house? All right, here's a house question for you. I'm going to say, Jill asks, what would be a fair dollar amount that I should expect to get on a house flip? I understand the way you guys do it. You buy the houses, you mark it up, you sell it to another investor. What dollar amount makes sense to you?
Between $50,000 and $100,000 if you're funding it yourself. Here's an example. Buy in a market that where all done, it's $600,000, let's say, $500,000 to $600,000. You're buying the house for $200,000 because it needs a lot of work. You buy it for $200,000, $250,000, sell it for $300,000, $350,000. There's some realtor fees and things like that, but you're pulling a good solid $70,000, $80,000 of it out. And then you're selling it to the person who's going to renovate it for, more than that. Well, you sold it to them for $354,000. So they're going to collect, hopefully, when they're all put $100,000 into it and make $100,000. Mm-hmm. I make $100,000. I make $50,000 to $80,000 I'm not going to use the W word. And then the renovator should make more because there's a lot more involved because that keeps them coming back for more. Mm-hmm. So it's not a percentage thing. Here's the deal though. And we're kind of getting into the show, which is fine. You have to front that money. You got to come up with $500,000. And so for us to make $50,000 to $100,000 on a land deal, we're fronting $30,000 to $80,000, not $500,000. So I can do 5 land deals for every 1 house deal.
Right. So I'm going to clarify I'm going to tell you in plain English what he's saying.
Today's topics, house deals made easy. Yeah, made as easy as land deals. This is the meat of the show. Go plain English.
Start with plain English. What the heck is he talking about? Oh my gosh.
Is that really confusing?
A little bit. Some of the terminology everybody might not be there. And I get it. You're up here, baby. And that's great. You stay right up here. And
What the hell? I don't want to be up there.
I know. Well,
I want to be down here with you.
well, I know this is more fun down here, but that's okay. You up there, you brainy guys up there can just have your own little fun and your own little conversations. So okay. So let me describe what happened. This is the funniest thing. We haven't told the story in a while. Remember Roberto? Roberto
yes,
was
I do remember
on the
him.
first floor in our office building, and we were on the third floor. And dear Roberto, if you're here, you got to send us a hello because you used to check in now and then.
He was in
dying
Tennessee
to know
or something.
He was, but I think he went back. I don't know. So anyway, please give us a shout out and say hi because I want to know what you're up to now. Anyway, dear Roberto was worked for a real estate company. He was a broker agent, and he and the guy that owns the brokerage, because the guy was kind of nosy. It was the funniest thing. He wanted to walk the building, and whenever there's somebody new, they came in and just kind of shake their hands and find out what they did. So I'll try to speed up the story. Anyway, so Roberto and the owner came in, shook our hand. And again, he's just another tenant. He doesn't own the building or anything. It was funny. And
he thinks he has, because he's a real estate agent, thinks he has any talents at all, including like personality and salesmanship.
Weird. It was
but
weird.
He doesn't, like almost all real estate agents.
It's okay. So the point is, dear Roberto's like, we're talking, the guy asked what we do, and I kind of described it, and Roberto, like, light bulb went off, and he's like, what the heck are you guys talking about? So Roberto says, and then a week later, he's knocking on the office, like, is Jill here? Can I talk to her?
Roberto's awesome, by the way.
He's so
He's
nice.
the nicest guy there ever was, and he's really young and totally ambitious and just got a great attitude. Work 20 hours straight kind of guy.
Yeah. So for about 4 weeks in a row on like a Wednesday, he'd come in and I'd say, look, I got about 15 minutes. And I'd tell him a little bit more and I'd give him a little bit more and a little bit more. And then and then a month goes by and he comes back to me and goes, oh my gosh, I just did exactly what you said. I made $100,000. I don't know what just happened on one deal. And it was a house deal. So I was describing him. All right, here's what you got to do. You got to get your hands on this kind of a data. You got to, at the time, our favorite was RealQuest Pro. Get if you could get CoreLogic or something, this is real. I was just kind of skipping along the top, telling him what we do, and then feeding him little things. And you got to buy it. You got to find this asset, make sure it's a good one. You got to buy it. And you turn around real quick, find a buyer. And he did exactly that. He used his dad's access to data because his dad was some kind of a estimator or something. So he's in the industry. And then, his dad got in trouble a little bit because Roberto's overusing his company account and everybody's wondering what's going on. Anyway, so he with his dad's help, they found this great place in Torrance and they bought it for like, I don't know, $800,000 or $900,000. That's what the market was going for at the time. Marked it up $100,000, sold it to some investors, and then walked away with $100,000 cash. He's like, what did I just do? And I'm like, you did exactly what you're supposed to do. And I'm like, now go do it again and do 10. 3
a month.
And then do more. Mm-hmm. And so that started his whole thing. And it was just amazing. So we still keep in touch with him. So I just, that's just an example. I guess my point is you were talking about, take how you acquire the asset. We don't assign these things to, and I want to make sure people understand how we grow. No, I want you to know this because there's a lot of people out there thinking that we do that and we don't. And that's why we're different and I control it. We buy it, even if it's, so when he's talking about the example in the beginning, you're putting down $250,000 or somebody is. We're not just locking it up in escrow and running around trying to find someone and hoping it goes smoothly and, losing sleep over it in case they talk. No, we're actually buying it. I will find it. We find it. We buy it. We pay for it. I own it. And then I try to sell it as fast as I can. So my name is on the deed. We're on there. And that's a little bit of a difference that we do. And I want to make sure everybody knows and understands what you were trying to say.
So why is it as easy as buying land? In one word, we do not renovate it. We don't do anything. Right. I sold my tools a long time ago. We don't.
Yeah. Meaning a hammer.
We don't have, yeah. We don't, and you should never do that. As much as you might want to replace the carpet and paint it, don't do it.
Yeah.
You're going to open up a can of worms by doing this. Leave it to the people that have all that set up. We're just data people. We're deal makers. So you send a mailer out. By the way, it's crazy easy to raise capital or borrow money against a house.
Yeah.
It's crazy not easy to do that with land unless you're in the Land Academy group, which is packed full of people who get land and are happy to partnership stuff with you. So, finding the deal, finding a house that's priced correctly, the way that we price it, and ready for wholesaling out to the person who's going to renovate it, as long as you close on it, is not hard.
Mm-hmm.
It takes a lot of mail. It takes the same kind of stuff that happens with Land Academy, answering your phone, making friends with them, which is what Jill does, and meeting whatever need they need.
Mm-hmm. And picking a hot market, by the way, it's easier right now too.
House owners need something different than landowners. Mm-hmm. Landowners don't live on their land. House owners typically live on the house, and they have some pressure point like, yeah, but I really need to clean the basement out. And so you need to be prepared to manage some of those things and outsource that stuff quickly and think on your feet. Mm-hmm. Or you need to be like Jill does, say, just leave it all down there. We'll take care of it.
Mm-hmm. Whatever it is, exactly.
But what you don't want to do is renovate the house. Mm-hmm. Get this owner out of there and have this house sold to somebody that you know who's a renovator in that area. And it's not hard. Mm-hmm. You just drive around that neighborhood and see where the dumpsters are, find out who's renovating the house and get their cell phone number. Mm-hmm. And they'll buy the one down the street for sure.
Well, we, I think it was yesterday, we had a question about the flat rate MLS. Here's a little tip. My last little tip for me, if you want to do this like we do, this is a perfect example of when I would use a flat rate listing service. Like I buy the acquisition, say I find this rundown, ugly house, right? And it's going to be some investor's dream. The area is hot. There are 10 dumpsters around the area. So you want to put it in the MLS and put in there investor special. I do that. I even put a little sign in the ground, have one quick open house, watch them flock because they are driving the area right now. They're already doing the renovations. So they will drive by and see your sign going and call you because they're doing three down the road.
This is all true, Joe. And this is a topic for another show. It is as easy. You don't need to see these houses.
True.
You need to get somebody who's local to the house. Maybe it's you, maybe it's not. Let's go in there and say, this is not recoverable, or this is a good deal.
Boots on ground.
Yeah, boots on the ground.
Yeah.
But, we've done the open house scenario and we did great with it and we developed and we still get calls from those people. Mm-hmm. Buying and selling houses is not in my soul the way land is. So we don't do a lot of deals. But for some people it is, for most people it is. Mm-hmm. And it works. Mm-hmm. Just don't renovate them.
Exactly. If you need access to any sort of ownership or property details, including owner phone numbers and FEMA flood map overlays, please check out parcelfact.com or neighborscoop.com. Created by investors, that's us, for investors like you. Happy you could join us today. 5 days a week, you can find us here on the House and Really Land Academy show.
Tomorrow's Jack Thursday, and I'm going to talk about tranching your land deals. You are not alone in your real estate ambition.
And there it goes. I told you you're up here, we're down here. Let's talk about tranche and all kinds of things. There we go.
Tranching is a fancy French word for breaking up and rebundling.
Yeah. Thank you. I love it. And thank you for tuning in. By the way, we'd love to connect with you on Clubhouse. So check it out. On the first and third Thursdays, you can find me and usually Stephen too. And just go to Clubhouse, check out the Land Investing Club, join it, follow us, and you'll get notified when we go live and you'll see our schedule there. We'd love to talk with you. We are Stephen Jill.
Information
and inspiration
to buy undervalued property.
We hope you find our content valuable and we appreciate your support. If you have not already, please check out our channel and hit the subscribe button.
And your comments and suggestions help us to create the content you're here for. Hitting the like button helps to support our channel's algorithm and gauge your interest for future shows.